Hey friends, what's up? Welcome back. Today we're going to be trying some new to me products. Not only are we going to be trying them, but we're also going to be doing multiple wear tests. So I hope that's interesting for you all. I am going to be trying out the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. That's what I have on my face right now. I'm going to be doing a wear test of this. I'm also going to be trying out their Makeup Forever Hydro Booster Primer. And then I will be trying out their setting powder in the shade Vanilla. So if you're interested in any of these products, be sure to stay tuned because we are putting them to the test, baby. And if you're new here, my name is Megan. Be sure to subscribe before you leave and hit the thumbs up button, friends. It really does help my channel. And yeah, let's dive on into the makeup. All right, Makeup Forever sent me 2 shades. So I'm gonna take a tip from Rose and Ben and I am gonna do a swatch on my cheek and let it dry down to kind of decide which one is gonna be better for me before we go in all over the face. The first shade they sent is 1 in 14. I do want to say, like, this packaging is so pretty. I do low-key wish maybe that the pump was tan, but that's just like a silly aesthetic thing. So this is the lightest shade they sent. And Rose says to do this so that it gives time to dry down and look like it will look like on your skin once you're wearing it. The second shade is 2 in 22, which I'm losing my tan already, so this will probably definitely be too dark. I don't know. I will say for having like a neutral undertone, so far they look kind of on the yellow side, but like I said, I'm gonna give it a few minutes to dry down and then I will be back. All right, so I went ahead and did my eyes and my brows. I was waiting for this to dry down. I feel like in person, this looks like the best shade for me, but I feel like on camera, something more in the middle would be the best shade. But I think I am gonna go ahead and go in with the lighter shade, which is the 1 in 14. And then if I look a little lighter, you know why, and oh well, it'll all be fine. I am still gonna go ahead and prime my face per usual. The brand also did send some other items. They sent a primer, which this is the Hydro Boost Step 1 Primer Base Hydrant, which looks and sounds really good. And I will try it out. But right now I want to kind of focus on the foundation, and I feel like if I try too many new steps at once, it can be hard to pinpoint what the problem is if something's not working. So I'm not going to try out the primer today. I'm going to do my normal routine with the new foundation. And then I'm going to do a wear test and I'm going to continue to try it out. And I'm going to try it with this later in the week. And then they also sent over their powder in their setting powder in the shade 1. So I will try this out this week as well. And I will film that and compile it all together. But like I said, I really just wanted to do my most normal routine initially. So I am going to go ahead and use the lighter shade. I'm going to do a couple pumps on the back of my hand and we're going to start applying. So I just wanted to take the time to show you guys a little bit of a close-up of the product's packaging. Again, this is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. I have the shade 1 in 14. I do think that this is a pretty good match for me, honestly. I bring it down the neck a little bit, but I think this will be a flexible enough shade that I can use it some in the winter as well. As you can see, I'm not having any issues blending out the product either. Okay, so this is what it looks like fully applied. See what I mean? How it looks a little lighter? Like, but it matches in real life. So I almost feel like for the video, I could have probably worn the darker one. But in real life, I think this looks nice. Blended out really nicely as well. I am going to go ahead, hop off, finish the rest of my face, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the finished look. So far, I think the foundation is looking really, really beautiful. I don't have any like clinging. I don't feel like it's emphasizing my pores. I feel like I have a really nice glow. First impressions are really good. It is 1 p.m. now. So what I'm gonna do is hop off, film some other content. So if my eyes look different when I come for my check-in, that is why. But yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I'll probably get about 7 hours of wear out of this. It's currently 1 p.m. so I'll probably check in around 3 or 4 to see how it's holding up, and then I'll check in before I take it off. I did want to mention that I did not use a setting spray. I never use setting sprays, and I did not set with the powder. So we're really gonna just see how the makeup does on its own, because that's how I prefer to wear it. I'm not huge into setting, so we shall see. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a few hours. Okay, you guys, first check-in. It is now 5 p.m. so it's been about 4 hours, or just a little over 4 hours. I think it's holding up pretty well. Like, it's not breaking up at all on my face. My natural oils are coming through quite a bit though. Right now, I feel like I'm in the dewy lane approaching the oily range. So typically I would probably at this point touch up with the powder, or knowing that this foundation causes me to get a little oily, I probably would have set with the powder initially. But I want to see what this looks like in the next few hours, and then next time I try it out, I will try it with a powder to see if that helps with the longevity. But I just wanted to check in with you all, because I mean, honestly, overall, like, it doesn't look bad. You know, like, it's not super greasy, but it is looking a bit oily. I have an itch. And I have like trying to like not blow my nose or itch my nose at all to like not move the product around. But I do think that it's looking okay. I will check in with you guys in a few hours though. Hey you guys, so I'm back for my final check-in for tonight. I have had this on for approximately 8 hours. It is looking pretty dewy, but honestly, overall, I think that it is looking pretty good. It didn't break up, which I think is the important piece, or at least that's important to me. Even though some of my oils are coming through, the makeup isn't breaking up. And this could easily be toned down if you have like a puff. See that? So I wanted to do that because you can see like it did help mattify it out, but it's not disturbing the makeup or lifting it or anything like that. So this could be something that would be really easy to do a touch up with. That is all for tonight's wear test. Tomorrow I'm going to be testing it with the powder and with the primer, so we'll see if we can get a little bit more wear time before it starts to get dewy. But yeah, I will see you guys soon. So today I am starting with the Makeup Forever. This is their Hydro Boost Step 1 Primer. This claims to be hydrating, good for dryness, and to work best on dry, combo, and normal skin. It states that it's a primer that's going to boost the hydration and the radiance of your skin up to 24 hours while also extending your makeup wear. As you can see, I've started to go in with the foundation. This claims to be long wearing, best for oily, combo, and normal skin, provide a medium coverage with a natural finish. It also claims to be waterproof. I did not test that aspect, but it's one of those things that I kind of find hard to believe. However, it has really been hot where I live, and it hasn't been melting off my face, so I feel like that's a pretty good sign in itself. I'm now going in with the Ultra HD Matte Setting Powder. This claims to give you a matte finish. It is a loose powder formulation. It's best for oily, combo, and normal skin. This powder claims to extend your makeup wear for up to 24 hours with a shine-free finish that's going to diminish the appearance of pores and imperfections. Okay, so this is the finished look today. Trying out all my Makeup Forever goodies that I had gotten. I know that yesterday I was just trying out this on its own. We got a little bit more dewy than my personal preference, so I wanted to try it with a couple of the other products that the brand sent. So as you saw, I went in with the Hydra Booster. This was nice. I did feel like it was hydrating. I felt like the foundation laid really nicely over it. The one thing I didn't like about it upon first impression is that it was really heavily fragranced, and I'm not like someone who's really into that. So it did have a really nice tint to it, which I thought was fun. If you saw, it had like a real peachy tint, which I wonder if that helps with like color correction and redness and whatnot. But yeah, we'll see how this pairs together. So far it's doing beautifully. And then I also use the Makeup Profession. It's morning time when I'm filming this. My brain is not together yet. My Makeup Forever Professional Paris setting powder in the shade 1, which is vanilla. You guys, I've not been this matte since 2020. So it's like really weird for me, but it looks really nice. If you saw me kind of like struggling with the powder, I have not used loose powder in literally like 2 years. So I went in with a sponge like I see a lot of people do. Tomorrow I'll probably try it with a brush just to see. But it does look really nice, and I have a feeling it's gonna hold in those oils a lot better, but we'll see. I applied the base at approximately 8 a.m. So I will check in with you all today when I get home from work. I'm gonna have a 10 to 11 hour day, so perfect. We're really gonna put this to the test. So I will see you at my next check-in. Hey, so I'm back and it is just after 6 p.m., which means I've had this base on for a little over 10 hours. It has worn off here, but that's because I blow my nose a lot and nothing can withstand that. So I'm not worried about that. But the rest is definitely still looking good. It is far less dewy with the powder than it was without. So what I plan to do is kind of continue to test this. I'm going to test it with like application with like a fluffier brush and see how that holds up. I'll probably test the foundation with a pressed powder, that kind of situation. But I just wanted to show you like initially what it looked like using a powder and what it looked like not using a powder. Now I'm gonna play with this for the rest of the week, and then I will be back for my final thoughts on these products. Okay, friends, so I have been trying out the Makeup Forever products for a week now, and I'm back with my final thoughts. I am gonna share the claims over here that are listed on Sephora because I personally don't really feel like the foundation aligns with a lot of those claims. I actually just looked at the claims before I was getting ready to film my final thoughts, and I was like, that is interesting that you would say that. That is so interesting. So this claims to be a medium coverage, long wearing foundation due to the powdered formulation that they use. It's supposed to be like oil absorbing throughout the day. They recommend the foundation for oily to combo to natural skin. That is what shooketh me most. And yeah, and right now as I'm filming this, it's actually on sale, so that's also interesting. But those were essentially the claims. And the reason I found them so interesting was because you guys saw when I wore this for the first time how dewy, on the borderline of being straight oily my face was just after 8 hours of wear. I have combination skin, so I honestly almost never powder with my current foundations. I almost never powder. I don't use a setting spray, and I typically have my makeup on for 10 to 12 hours on the work day. So it was really alarming to me that after just a mere 8 hours without setting, this was already very, very dewy on my skin. I will say it wasn't breaking up at all, so that is a big plus. It wasn't breaking up, it was just getting very oily. When I wore it the second time, you guys saw, I paired it with the Makeup Forever powder, and I went in with a sponge. That did wear much better, but it was a very matte look, which is not really my vibe. And when you have to set it with that much powder, I also don't think you're getting the natural finish aspect, because this is, you know, it's like natural finish, blah, blah, blah. But when I had to pack the powder in that much, you're kind of getting rid of that natural finish factor. But it did last much longer. It looked great all day. I barely had any oils coming through, but it just wasn't as dewy as I like to wear my makeup. So what I did, I tried it the way I, typically did, and I typically do. And oh my gosh, can I even talk? I paired this foundation with this, but instead of going in with a sponge, I just went in with a fluffier brush and lightly tapped it all over the skin. And I think that that is how I like to wear it best, because without a powder, this gets way too oily. But with a light layer of powder, I feel like we still get some luminosity coming through. And it's also a lot less work than setting with a sponge all over your face. That takes fucking time. But I do feel like I get better wear out of it. I still don't think it would be anywhere close to 24 hours, because even with the combination of this lightly powdered on my skin, I was still getting pretty dewy around that 12-hour mark, which is fine. And I will say this does clean up really well. So if you are getting oily, it was so easy to just go in with this puff and dab the oily areas, and it looked beautiful again, like I had done, nothing. It looked so good. So it does touch up really nice, and I think that that is something that's going in its favor. The other thing I wanted to talk about is, I don't really know if I would say this is medium coverage. I think that it's I feel like it's more on the light coverage side to medium, but I wouldn't call it medium. It does do a good job of covering up my redness, I will say that. But it's still, like, I feel like you can still see a lot of imperfections with it. And it is a little hard to get an even coat of the product, I noticed as well. That's not something I typically struggle with, but I kind of felt like I would have, a bare spot here or there, which was kind of weird. But I do feel like it's definitely more on the light to medium range as far as coverage goes. I don't think this is long wearing for my skin type. I personally feel like someone with dry skin would love this. But the weird thing is like when I put it on, it almost feels drying, which is weird. Like, it feels drying, but then after, 8 hours of wear, it's like my face was super oily. So it's a really weird thing. But I almost feel like dry skin maybe would like this better, because of it is a very hydrating formulation. Like, it's too hydrating for my skin. So that is something to keep in mind as well. They do have minis available of this, and I would recommend trying the mini before you splurge for the full one. Especially because I also felt like this took a lot of product to cover my face. So like, for example, my Dose of Colors foundation, I'll typically use 2 pumps, maybe a 3rd pump. I had to use like 5 or 6 pumps of this. Like, I don't know what it was, but I had to use like quite a bit of it to get the coverage I wanted. And that's another reason I think it's more on the light coverage side, because I had to build it up. So that, you know, do with all that information what you will. I don't think it's a bad foundation, but I don't think that it's my favorite foundation. It's not the one that I'm going to repurchase. It's not the one that I'm going to tell you guys you need, because I don't think it's that good. Like, I was personally expecting a lot more. Like, I was very excited to try this, and I'm still so grateful that I was able to try this. But yeah, not my favorite. So this would be like a pass for me. I don't think I would recommend it. The other product that I had continued to try is the Makeup Forever Hydro Booster Step 1 Primer. And I, again, didn't think this was bad, but I also didn't think that it was, wow, you need to run out and buy it right now. Like, my socks weren't blown off by this. And it is so heavily fragranced that honestly, I was just waiting. I was like, it's only a matter of time before my face breaks out. So this just, yeah. I mean, I think that it's something that I will potentially use up and rotate in here and there to try out. Maybe, or maybe I will declutter it. I don't know, too soon to tell. But yeah, this is meh. And then the one product that I actually wasn't like expecting to be the home run of the video, turned out to be the home run of the video, is the powder. This is their setting powder. I have the shade 1, which is vanilla, and I really like this. It held my makeup in really well. Like I said, using a brush like this, I don't feel like it took away all of the dew, but it's holding things in beautifully, and it doesn't have a tint to it, and it doesn't oxidize. It stays really true to tone, which is something that I personally find a little bit more difficult to find. A lot of powders oxidize. So this was a home freaking run for me. And I think if you love powder, or even if you just kind of like to have one good powder in your collection, which is typically me, I just like to have one good one. This was a home freaking run, and I would highly recommend this powder, you guys. It just really exceeded my expectations. It doesn't make me look dry. It doesn't make me look textured. It literally just gives me an airbrushed finish, and it is so gorgeous. So gorgeous. So I was really happy to get this. But yeah, I know this video was a little bit longer, but with all the wear tests and stuff, it does take a little bit longer. So let me know if you guys would like to see more videos that include wear test, or if that's kind of too much, you know, in your opinion. I'm really curious to know what you think. But yeah, those are all my thoughts on these Makeup Forever products. I did, again, just want to say thank you to the brand. I did receive these in PR via Octoly, and I am grateful to receive them so that I could try them out for myself and for you guys. Unfortunately, everything just wasn't wowing me, but nothing was bad. So kind of do with that information what you will. Everyone's preferences are different. Everyone's skin is different. So if you love this product, I'm jealous. I wish it would have worked that way for me. But makeup just doesn't work the same for everybody, and that's okay. But yeah, I'm going to stop rambling now. I hope that you all have a really wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!